put pressure on the lane, even outside of the fights, just using them to farm up early on in the game, looking to put pressure onto the tier 1 towers to try and force a rotation from Navi. So Chaos Knight is going to be able to, I think if they have a good start here, Team Spirit, Chaos Knight's comes online, doesn't need too many items to start to get involved in these fights as well. Obviously does like the items, but with the rest of his team, might be able to take a good couple of early fights here on the side of Spirit.
For sure. The aggressive potential of the Crystal Maiden. I just don't want to see Miposhka like in game number 1 against Lays that he's dying level 1, right? Just being a little bit more conservative with the Crystal Maiden. CK has some lifesteal, he has a ton of HP, he's not gonna die to deep. Stay behind him, harass as much as you can. That's how I want this to do it. If they do well in that lane, they have so much potential later on. The rotations on as well, they should have this one in the back. I'm looking at Navi, and I'm kind of afraid that they're gonna be lacking of they are gonna be in so much trouble.
Yeah, and we'll see, I mean, how they want to play around it, because it's just like the Ursa from the last game had a really good start. It wasn't really overly contested. The game itself was a slower game. There was a little bit less aggression, but here I think both sides have the potential to put the pressure on, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Team Spirit answer back into this Ursa, because Navi in that last game just had no answers whatsoever. And
you answer him by crushing his teammates. There's not going to be enough initiation and ability to see what's happening on the map from the side of Navi as much as Spirit had.
30 seconds
previous
to
game
battle.
you have a clockwork, you have
You again?
Snapfire, all of those helps you. What does help you here? Treant? Not really. Tiny, until he gets a blink. Again, not really. And a Batrider, he needs the boots of travels and stuff like that. So you need a strong Visage that can stand his ground. Navi are again going to be looking to slow down the game. Again, I said it even in game number 1 against the team like Spirit. They are going to recognize it. They might not have done it in game. Now they'll recognize it. Run.
The battle begins.
yeah, Mira has to be careful. I mean, he does have that Crystal Maiden, but he's trying to get himself in. He does actually get the rune and get himself out with the tether as well. That was cheeky from Mira, but it pays off.
Beautiful. He gets fed a Tango, has the headdress. He'll be more than happy to return to the lane where they've already taken down the trees with the trample. So Team Spirit are gonna be quite fine. Hoping collapses bring Tangos. Yeah. Playing the lane without the Tangos even have.
No, but yeah, he was ready to go all in before the runes did drop here with the the 3 branches with that extra move speed coming through. So the Windlace offering a little bit more utility here with that trample, a little bit bonus damage, because obviously it scales off how fast you do move, the damage that you put out with this trample. And you can see that Malady's trying to get he's got a really nice ward down. He got that down before, again, the very beginning of the game, before the runes dropped. He did get this ward down here, so Malady should be able to see any pulls that do come through, any couriers that are moving up as well, if he wants to potentially look for a courier snipe, which I think that's what he was going for there before Mira shut him down.
He was trying to bully Mira. He can't really do much to collapse. He can get trampled. If Mira is connected to collapse, you're not to him, especially with the armor. But we're trying to push the wisp back so that the thing is this lane only gets harder. The only thing you can really do in it is kind of secure the farm.
Yeah, looking at the mid lane, so we're going to see Lol coming up against nicky'cool on his Batrider once again here. nicky'cool, this time Lol on the Pangolier. He's going to be going for the would you go for more swashbuckle against the Batrider, just to offer the escape, or do you want that shield crash?
The slow on the bat is more valuable than getting away from him, because you get away from him with the swashbuckle, he turns you back to the
yeah.
But if you're slowing down with the shield crash, that's the way that you're. That's the way. That's why even in Ursa in the mid lane, you stuff like that, because you have that potential. Pango does this thing with shield crash, and he is the same.
Yeah, and it looks like as well that Pangolier, he picks up the boots before he goes for the bottle. so he wants that extra movement speed. You know, he wants that extra mobility coming out on the Pangolier. And nicky'cool, how is he looking? It looks like he's got that bottle first item, so he's going to be a little bit behind on the movement. In fact, with the sticky napalm, I mean, the sticky napalm stack up. Pangolier, he's going to be down to 289 with 4 stacks, but 345 with those boots. nicky'cool, he's got them coming out on the next item, but it is just going to be a little bit of extra mobility here for the Pangolier in this early part of the lane.
Top lane collapses already diving. We talked about the Primal Beast and the IO diving. I wasn't really thinking about minute 3, but yeah, that's what happened. That's what's... Also, I mean, look at the bottom lane. This time around, Mipashka is not taking any damage. This is just going to allow Rico to get everything he wants. Navi are getting decimated. It's 0-0 in kills, but in terms of CS, they are not playing.
Yeah, you can see that all 3 cores on the side of Navi, you know, they've got those last hits. They're stacking them, excuse me, all 3 cores on the side of Spirit, excuse me, are stacking the last hits over Navi. And Mipashka, like you say, he's got a lot of regen coming into this lane. 6 tangos to start off with a salve as well as a stick. So he is going to have that survivability to be offered in this lane. I mean, like, so this time, Lays, they don't have the burst damage coming through enough to be able to get the kill onto Mipashka. Mipashka's just playing back safe, it looks like though as well. Sweet and Strong, not going to be able to close the gap as well onto the Crystal Maiden, so this lane could be a little bit different from that first game, like you were talking about. Collapse on the top lane as well. He's not scared of putting back behind that tier 1 tower, getting onto the creep wave, and Malady, he's got the leech seed, so he's going to offer some sustain to himself, but he doesn't really have the harass damage to come out against Collapse.
If you look at this side lanes, the supports are, but they're smart enough to keep their distance. Maybe now with Sweet and Strong getting level 3, well, they might be able to kill the Crystal Maiden, but that doesn't... Larl is approaching that level 6. I'm expecting so many rotations. It's not like the Batrider is pressure your tower.
No, you know, not a big build and taker. Yeah, you think nicky'cool is just going to mirror any movements that Larl makes then once he hits that level 6 himself to try and counter gank any lanes that Pangolier wants to apply pressure on?
I think you mirror it, but literally not going to lane where the Pango is opposite one.
Right.
Where the Pango is with the Rolling Thunder, unless he's already invested and made a big blunder going way too deep, then okay, you can punish him. But even then, it's not certain that the bat will get on the
Yeah, and Larl now, he's not too far, what, a creep or 2 away from that level 6, so he is going to have the mana as well if he wants to TP to a lane, maybe apply that pressure. How's Bat looking in terms of the levels as well? nicky'cool, yeah, so this creep wave, both heroes should be getting that level 6. Top lane, Collapse, again, this isn't even his tower, and he's just so comfortable with Mira backing him up, just playing underneath the tier 1.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Collapse is going to take a lot of damage coming through, and then he just drops him with the Earthshock coming through the V-tune as well. He's still going to be able to dive himself away. Level 1 here into the onslaught, so he is going to have that really wide dive away here from the Primal Beast to get himself out of danger. If he needs that ripcord, you know, needs that eject button, he can press it and just immediately get out of danger. Because until level 6 onto the Treant, there's no real lockdown on this lane here for the side of Navi.
Robbie and me used to cast the division.
What sort of
In
prize
DPC and
is
Pool
this?
1 and Pool 2 in the previous year. Man, they were like this every game until 7 minutes, nothing is happening. And I was always like, okay, at least Division 1 didn't adopt it, but after a year, Division 1 understands this is the way to play Dota. And we now see these don't want to touch each other.
I love this, the mid lane, it looks like Larl, he's going to go down here. nicky'cool does pick up the first blood. I love that he waited. He got himself on top with the Firefly as Collapse does get the kill onto V-tune in the top lane. And is there going to be aggression on bot lane? The Force Fight comes out now, but there's going to be the toss back. So CK, he didn't actually use the Chaos Bolt to get the stun onto Lays and the toss away. But yeah, mid lane, we saw nicky'cool. He waited for the Rolling Thunder animation to come out, and then he dropped the lasso. Didn't drop it straight away because you were already on top of the Pangolier, and he got enough damage to get the kill off with that Firefly still ticking.
I like it. That's actually a nice, good way to make sure that Larl isn't ganking. He's leaving to the top lane, whereas the Ursa TP'd into the mid lane to refill. That's interesting. Okay, that means that they want the tower. Without the siege creep, with these, they're not
Radiant are scanning.
Marty, though, he's in the trees. Does Collapse want to dive into it? He does have that onslaught if he wants to use it, but there's still a bit. I mean, the living armor comes out, this creep wave, and you can see the Pangolier already moving himself back into the mid lane here, lol. And how much damage did he get? Didn't get anything onto that mid tier 1 tower.
Radiant's
Cool.
middle tower is under attack.
If I'm Navi, I'm happy, man. The lane started off pretty badly for them. Now, when we see the bat, he's way ahead of the Pongo. And Lace, he didn't have a great lane, but he's not being bullied by the Pongo as I thought he would
Dire's
be.
top
So
tower
he's at
is
least going to
under
be able
attack.
to get some nice levels here. He still hasn't died a single. If I'm Navi, I'm super happy. I thought the starting lane is going to be way dangerous.
Yeah, it's really strong. Actually picked up the invis rune here now as well, just to make sure Lol can't bottle it off. Mapochka came in with the frostbite onto the Batrider, but the Roller Thunder's going to come down, and now the Earthshock, he has to swashbuckle himself away from that. There isn't a lasso for the next 10 seconds, so they couldn't take advantage of the Rolling Thunder wearing off, but it's just enough to keep the Batrider alive, and that's the most important part of that fight breaking out. Good rotation coming in from the Tiny to make sure that he offered some protection against the after the frostbite came out from Mapochka, and the Batrider just pulls a stage left and gets himself out of danger.
This is okay for Navi. Their towers aren't dropping. We'll see now if Collapse will be able to.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This will be big if he can, and it seems like no one is rotating, so it will be going down. So despite Navi, you know, getting some gold on their bat and you know not really needing many kills,
Dire's
they're still gonna
top
let go
tower
of
has
this tower,
fallen.
and that is not ideal. Versa just doesn't have exactly
Dire's
in the
middle
game,
tower is
and
under
getting the
attack.
Battle Fury and the power treads still has a long win.
Yeah, but it looks like he is being given the mid lane here to help find that farm, find the solo experience, and it's... I mean, the Batrider's in the jungle, so the Batrider's going to be looking for the stacks. They give the solo mid lane over to the Ursa, which means, you know, if there's anything that kicks off the Ursa, he's just going to be able to hang on this side of the river as well. The TPs that come in will offer some protection, so... He's level 6 as well, so he's got the Enrage, so he's got that extra protection himself. So I think at the minute, as long as Vichun doesn't cross the river, there's a low threshold of kill potential here that comes out against the Ursa. So he is going to be given that time just to find the farm that he needs. In fact, nicky'cool might just back away and give this farm over to Vichun here as well, so he can get closer to those power treads, closer to the Battle Fury.
It's all about team spirit, right? Navi, we already talked about it. Their heroes aren't really capable of making plays. I mean, you have Tiny, who without the Blink Dagger, not that powerful. Treant, not going to be doing anything, pushing out the top lane. Even the Visage, he needs to stand in a lane. So Spirit know this, and Spirit are calculating right now what they need to do. I still think Lol could have gotten a few kills on the map, getting a bit more of a lead for his team, but for now they seem comfortable not doing anything. So I'm kind of thinking Team Spirit, they kind of want to force out the same scenario as they did in the previous game. Poke, top lane in the end of the jungle, force Navi to overextend, crush them, and from that take over the team.
Dire's middle tower
That's the idea.
is under
That's something
attack.
I would be gunning for if I was in their spot. Navi are actually allowing the mid lane tower to take some unnecessary damage. This should be prevented for sure, especially because we have a treant.
Yeah, the living armor is coming out on this mid lane tower, but the catapult is going to be there as well, so they are going to be able to stack some damage up. In fact, Lol's going to be taking the tower shots as well, just to make sure this creep wave gets here before the tower targets onto that catapult creep. And this tier 1 tower, 300 health left. This might actually go down here with the help of the catapult. Living armor comes out again with Poshka, just going to be on the front lines. Crystal Nova does get dropped onto Vichun. Haste here for the Pangolier. Lol, does he want to try and make something happen? The Frostbite as well onto the Tiny, but it looks like Lol, he doesn't want to overcommit, and it's going to be the deny onto the tier 1 tower, but it does still go down, which creates the space, you know, creates the access to both the triangle and the dire jungle here from the side of Team Spirit. And in fact, Collapse is saying, I didn't need access to be granted to me. This is my jungle anyway, and I'm going to be taking all the farm I want from this.
And finally, there's Team Spirit's rotation to work. Lace, he seems like he's not aware, but this time around, he has a mech. He's not really that easy to target for sure.
Yeah, this time he is going to be going towards the Guardian Screams. Yataro is going to be coming through. How does he want to go in with the Rolling Thunder? It looks like he wants to be building towards the Diffuser Blade here now as well, but Lays, he's just hanging himself back behind these trees. He doesn't want to give himself away. Like you say, they're not sure where everyone is on the map, so the Spidey sense here for the Visage just tingling, and he doesn't come too far forwards, just underneath the tier 1, just in case anything kicks off, so those TPs can come in to protect him.
Strong in the mid lane, he's playing with fire, really.
Yeah, he only has the backup of Maldi here. Maldi level 7, so he does have the overgrowth, and it's creating space for Vichu, and at least Vichu is finding the farm. You know, he's going to be able to get himself towards that Battle Fury. He does pick that up now, so that's going to accelerate his farm out. But, you know, who is this really benefiting in here? 12 minutes in, 1-to-1 in terms of kills. Both teams getting the space for the carries that they need. Is this more, you know, does Yutaro prefer this, or does Team Spirit need to get aggressive and look to put the pressure onto the Ursa sometime soon?
It doesn't have to be the Ursa. Team Spirit wants kills. Their lineup is very good at getting kills, though. Considering that they're taking down towers and not getting kills, that's fine with them as well, because you're losing the map as Navi and you're going for a battlefield hero. So having a low amount of map that is why Team Spirit are okay by not.
Well, they're going to try and make it down, getting up in the message as well. Swashbuckle comes out, but there is going to be the stuff. Freezing Field's going to be there, and they get the kill onto Lace Mira. All 5 heroes from the side of Spirit are down here. Sweden Strong has to run himself away. They have the route onto Maldi as well. Maldi's going to be taken down, and they get the kill onto Sweden Strong. Can they go even further onto this nicky'cool? Relocate, but it only drags back onto the Io. nicky'cool, he's not going to use that lasso. Collapse, big tanky boy, looking towards finishing off that BKB there as well. So a good rotation, and Spirit, they get 3 kills out of that. Don't lose anyone.
Mira's and Collapse's positioning has kind of been the main thing of this. Not a lot of things are happening, but what is happening is that they're taking a lot of their team and constantly doing something. And that is creating so much pressure.
Look at this. Collapse, he wants to get in. He's got the BKB this time as well. He's going to use that Tunnel Toy and the Trample. Now there's going to be the last over coming out onto the Primal Beast. Do they have it on Collapse? That BKB will be went off sometime soon, and they do get the kill late. He's going to be able to get some revenge, gets himself a dual kill here on the Poshka and Collapse. And it looks like Navi, did he want to chase even further? There's no overgrowth, but it looks like Yutaro and Mira are going to be backing themselves away. And lol, he was already out there as well.
Team Spirit want to fight this. They're staying in the area, showing that they want to fight this once their heroes are up. This is kind of dangerous for Navi, especially if Team Spirit start bringing. Okay, Laurel doesn't have EP in addition. Laurel went to the mid lane and doesn't have.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And they do take this tier 1 tower, like you say. So V-Tune's going to be able to pick that one up, get him out. He's got about, what's that, just over 1,000 gold to catch up with the Chaos Knight. And Yutaro, Yutaro is looking really good. He's using the Phantasms to farm. He's looking for the extra speed, but the relocate's going to be coming in. In fact, they might actually find out nicky'cool. There's going to be the relocate onto the Batrider with the Pulverize now as well. They get the Frostbite, they get the lockdown. They're going to get the Bat.
Every time I see the Pulverize, I want to see the interactions. The Reality Rift just pulls you out of it. I just have a friend who spam crying and he always gets annoyed. This spell, it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. Like, every single thing cancels it, or sometimes when you expect something to cancel it, it just doesn't. Yeah. It's ridiculous getting used to it, but obviously if you pull a hero out of his arms, he's not going to be able to smash it into the ground any longer. Spirit are just allowed to do whatever they want on the map. Navi have no play potential. They'll Sweden Strong pulling. And I don't know, at that point, there's kind of going to be cores too tanky to kill, and the only one that you're going to be able to bring down is putting yourself in I wouldn't want to, especially not to.
Look at this wraparound here. Lane's going to be chased down. Reality Rift, the drag back, the familiars are going to be there. Can they carry on chasing? He's going to try and use the mechanism to keep himself alive. Going towards those Guardians. In fact, he's changing him out to the pipe, but yeah, he's still going to be dead. One more rifle come through from the Chaos Knight. They do get the kill, and now they might even be able to go for more, but he's going to get the top right onto Mali. So Mira, he's trying to get himself away from this one. Where's that tether? Does he have it up? He's going to be able to get himself right back onto Yutaro. And the way they started that fight, they went round the backside of the creeps into the trees, knowing that if they walk through the vision, that Lace could just go from TP away. Really nice positioning coming through from the Chaos Knight and the Io to move out of vision of the dire creeps and find the kill onto the Visage.
A lot of this is happening. V-Tune is barely surviving. It's not like he's hitting creeps for a BKB to try and make that one fight happen like in the previous game. But where do you actually attack creeps? Look at the vision of Team Spirit. Top lane, warded. Bottom lane, they're controlling it with their heroes. It's just impossible for Navi to play Dota.
Yeah, and bottom lane, they might even be able to take on Sweden Strong. As the Reality Rift comes in, Yutaro picks up the kill here, and Mira just grouping up with the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight is online. Vichu, the bit's going to kill him at Posca. If they want to go even further, though, the relocat's going to be coming in. This is going to be the reality. If they take down Vichu, he's just straight up dead. He'd already used the Enrage. It was down for another 10 seconds. And they're going to be able to open up the map once again here on the side of Spirit. nicky'cool, he's used that lasso. So there's nothing else that they can do here. They can't even try and posture up to take down Mira as he relocates back in, because Yataro, he's still got the Phantasm, he's still got the kill potential, and they might even go for more here. nicky'cool going to be slowed down, but the Nature's Grass does come out onto the lane, and Yataro doesn't have a Blink Dagger just yet.
We get you here, Rob. It's fine, but you can't pronounce a super strong name because it's very tough to call someone strong when you're seeing them just being crushed on your screen over and over again. Like literally, he can't find impact in his game, and found once again.
Yeah, I like the fact that he must have been micro in the familiars there, because he doesn't even react when Yataro comes up and just boops him in the nose. You know.
React. Like what was he supposed to do? Like the only thing he can do is panic. But you know, the manly stoic thing would be, yeah, that's so what? So what? You smashed my fist. You live to fight another. At least you don't trample over your honor.
Yeah, okay. If that's the narrative we'll go with, then yeah, he was just like, he was being honorable. He was saying that, you know, you found me, and I deserve this death, I guess. You know, he wasn't even going to put up the pretense of trying to run away. Vichu, looks like he might be able to turn, though. The Avalanche comes through the Rolling Thunder, and the relocate once again. Vichu, the toss away, trying to keep his Ursa alive. He's still going to go down, and now Sweet and Strong, he's going to be the next victim. 4 heroes grouping up here with the Frostbite, the drive back with the reality, to get the kill. And even Collapse getting in on that at the very end.
Navi, they all want to die. They all
they're coming in. They want to try and get something from this, so they might be able to get the kill onto Maposhka. Collapse needs to move himself away from this. The lasso's going to be there, but Primal Beast, he's holding on to that BKB, and now with the familiars being dropped, but Collapse is going to go. The ultimate comes out. It stops in mid-charge. nicky'cool is still going to go down. Bit more trample damage, and Lyle secures the kill with a swashbuckle. Now lays in the trees. Anything to stop this out. This time, they can't close the gap.
He knows when he can survive. That's when he runs away, and he's away. His microphone there is that. That's okay for Navi. Actually, I thought when we found that BKB and went for the CM, they aren't going to be getting anything other than the CM, but they get the BKB of the Primal Beast, so that's quite nice. And in the end, they lose. That's right. Not ideal, you know, but in the current scenario, at least
Oh, he has to use the Enrage. So he turned himself back to get the Ring of Aquila, and Yataro, he just took advantage of this, and now the dive's going to come through. But like I said, the BKB down from Primal Beast. 40 seconds before that's back up to Vichu. He's going to go taken down again. Yataro's just running wild for these heroes. The drive back into the Frostbite. The control, the True Protection is going to be next. And this is just an absolute run over here from the side of Team Spirit. Yataro, he's in the base. The tier 2 tower stands, but he wants to go behind the tier 3 so they can move on to. They're going to keep alive here. Looks like Mira's going to be able to sustain themselves as well. 3 fuel being dropped by Maposhka. 3 heroes there on the side of Navi, and now Spirit can back up if they want to go towards. Well, they can't go towards the tier 2 tower because the creep wave is still pushed up, but still, diving tier 3s close to tier 4s when the tier 2 tower still stands. That shows you how confident Team Spirit are in this third and final game.
One of stop their already dead moments. Traps himself in the trees, he gets himself out, but this game is just impossible. Navi, they don't have a way to make a play. They're just gonna wait for Dirsa BKB, and once they
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I love to see them winning it. They're probably gonna GG out.
Radiant
You always go
are
for that one
scanning.
big item that you've been waiting for a long time before you GG on, because it still kind of changes the kind of
Old and sweet.
current flow of the game. Obviously, here gold lead is way too big for Team Spirit, but you're hoping BKB plus a potential overdive, you can't come back to the game other than, you know,
Dire's
some
bottom
people,
tower is under
naysayers
attack.
would say this is over.
Is that me? Am I the naysayer? Am I supposed to say it's over?
Do you think it's over?
I mean, you look at Yataro, he's in a very position over the Ursa. 9-0 on 4 to the 1 and 4 of the tune here. The smoke's going to come out though. They might be able to get the lockdown. Can he take out the Crystal Maiden? Force Staff comes out and Collapse wants to go in. Pops up BKB. Override comes out. They're going to take down Malady as well. nicky'cool. Can he get himself away from this? He's popping his own BKB. Can he be able to get the last one? The lockdown coming out onto the counter to have the Manta style. And Yatoro, can he get himself away? No, Lays just get the kill. And Yatoro is going to go down. The outside is clearing it up. Miposka though, he tries to go in with a freezing field. Collapse is going to be back in. Can he take down? He's going to be able to get the trample out. Takes down the Ursa. And that Collapse. Mira, does he have that relocate out? He's already used it to get in. So Mira, is he going to be going down next? Do they get a full 5-man wipe out of this Mira? Just trying to buy time, but there's going to be the blink in the avalanche to toss back. And now Collapse. He might get collapsing with the damage coming out from the side of Navi. And Navi, there's going to be a real nice jump through here, but the onslaught, it's not going to be enough. Is it? Is this going to be enough to keep him alive? He takes down nicky'cool. Collapse. He's running. He's still going to be taken down, and Lays will get the kill.
See there, Lays keeps his honor. Collapse, runs like a coward, and dies there. Just kidding. Of course, he turned around that fight, and actually the only reason why this fight is somewhat acceptable for Team Spirit. There it is, BKB on the Ursa, and they win a fight. They won that fight. Team Spirit overdived into a BKB of the Ursa. The Ursa stood his ground against the CK and won. And after the CK is dead, the overwhelming damage just isn't there, and the Ursa can clean up. Obviously, at the end, it just came down to all of the heroes who were left alive don't really have that much burst damage, so it took a long time for the fight to end. But there it is, you know, Ursa dealing 6 more CK damage in the fight, and the CK only came. That's something that the Team Spirit weren't expecting. Perfect position. It's gonna be a nice win. Probably not, but it is a good start. Second, this is gonna be the first throw, so it's not that big of a deal. Ursa wants to do it's not
Yeah, and we can see here Yatoro, he's going to be able to get that Aegis. Now he wants to go towards that heart. He wants to be surviving through these fights a little bit longer. So after he got tossed onto a creep, that could have been the instant bye-bye there for the Aegis. I mean, Mira was there to back him up, has that relocate if he needs it, but Yatoro just by the randomness of the draw wasn't pulled back there, and it was the creep that got tossed back instead.
No randomness, and it's the closest target. So Sweden Strong made a mistake with the blink.
Well, I was trying to be nice to Sweden Strong, you know. We don't want to accuse the players of outright mistakes. That's just rude.
You couldn't pronounce his name. Felt he was talking about it. Anyways, though, still, Team Spirit.
Dire's
Even
middle
if the
tower
CK gets
is
lost
under
there,
attack.
I don't know if it's the ideal scenario. You do have 2 heroes to pull people back, but having the Wisp and the Aegis, that would be Navi, understand they have to fight without not getting back into it, just allowing the enemy to
Dire's top tower
you
is under
have to
attack.
battle.
Let's see what, I mean, Collapse behind the tier 2. Gonna try and dive himself in to find out. Sweden Strong, though, in the trees away from that. And the tier 2 Spirit are stacking up, they're putting the pressure on it, and it's not even with 11 armor. Not going to live through here. You can see that Malady's trying to do his best to cut this creep wave, you know, keep the pressure off this tier 2, but it will eventually go down.
Middle tower is under attack.
Navi are trying to force out as much as they can from this Spirit. Is it the positioning so that there are some of those that can say, is it the BKB, anything?
Radiant's
slowing
middle
things down,
tower
or
is
at least
under
give
attack.
themselves. It's that kind of a scenario that you're in. Ursa picks up a basher other than the blink. Okay, I can get behind that. Toss back, lasso, and you want to burst someone down. So they are going for a win. This time around, I like Pichu's. Last game on a troll, I wasn't a fan, but this kind of one actually does allow you to come back. You get a blink, you jump in, they kite you around, and it's over. You're dead. You're just hoping that your teammates, which might not happen, but it can happen.
Dire's
bring
middle
you
tower
the
is
prey
under
and you
attack.
let's see if Navi can execute. Did they get some?
Yeah, Yatoro, he's... I mean, he's got that Aegis for another 2.5 minutes, so this does keep the... I was going to say the advantage in the side of Team Spirit, but it looks like Navi, they want to smoke out and maybe look to get a pickup here as Yatoro, he's just pushing onto this tier 2 tower now as well. Now he's going to be coming close. Does he want to go for the overgrowth? Because he's still got the tether from Mira. So Mira, if there really is danger, Mira can pull him out with the relocate.
Spirit are very careful about it.
Regeneration!
They were driving 4 years ago. Now they're even with the Aegis, they are trying to do other parts of their life. That is the ability to come in with all of their heroes without without much committal because they have so they're pushing in all the lanes, and they are the ones now forcing Navi to stay because they know that if they just run in, there is a chance to lose a fight, and another lost fight means that the game might not be Navi are in a position where they can dictate something rather than just wait for teams to do something.
Dire's
and
bottom
be
tower is under
ready
attack.
Yeah, V-Tune, like you say, he went for that basher after the BKB, so he's more bothered about being able to finish the fights and engaging on them. And I mean, you look at V-Tune in terms of net worth behind, he's still about 5k behind Yatoro. How does he, is he really bothered about catching up? Because, or is it just down to the rest of his team to enable him in these fights? Because he did take a really good one when, you know, Spirit were splits up a little bit.
It's better to be rich than to be poor. That's what I'm gonna say here. So he would like to catch up, but it's not impossible for him to play the game hard.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of it on his team's shoulders. But of course, if he could, he would want to have more. Problem is, they're not controlling. They're just running where they think their enemy.
Yeah. Okay, and the smoke comes out from Spirit now as well, so we might see 30 seconds left on the Aegis. Yatoro might want to try and make something happen with this Marty. He's going to be the furthest one forward, so the smoke is going to break. Collapse though. He's going to get the drag by the last one comes out. The right place, but it's going to be the electric coming through. Now the Beach, the Beach is going to be rich. He's got that BKB. Try and chase down with Collapse. Collapse is getting really down low. The Rolling Thunder just come through, and Yatoro, he takes down Marty. Might even be able to take out Sweet and Strong as well. They both do have buybacks out of this. He pulls out a Phantasm. Again, the Aegis is going to be reclaimed, and Yatoro, he's still going to be really happy with this. Everybody on the side of Team Spirit are still up, and they should be able to take down this tier 2 tower in the mid lane.
No hesitation from Navi, but just
Dire's middle tower has
that's the
fallen.
reality of it. Like, I liked what they did. I liked how they had to deal with the current situation.
Dire's structures are fortified.
That's the thing to get the Lotus Orb off, and
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The dive in as well. They're going to be able to take down Vichu. Vichu, he has no buyback. He's going to be dead for the next 50 seconds. Yeah, 2 minutes all the way. So, you know, a couple of bounty runs would be able to get him back in this game, but Navi just can't get themselves out of the base. And Spirit, they're going to claim at least a tier 3 tower, maybe even a lane of racks off this.
they're not the fastest of pushers, and they'll lose the Phantasm. They'll have one fairly soon. The thing about that last fight is they caught Collapse, but BKB. After that stun connected, it was, I think, certain the Collapse would survive and the fight was going.
Dire's middle barracks is falling.
Yeah, now, lol. I mean, he's going to be TPing himself away to push out the spot. I was just watching the celebration coming out from Collapse as well, so because he does have the aggro scepter up as well, so the uproar will be putting out the projectiles, you know, the waves that do split up, and he just, you know, he gets himself out. He's going to continue to push as well, going on to this top lane now as well to apply the pressure, and you can see that Yatoro, he's just going to continue. He's actually going to be going for the Mage Slayer into the Bloodthorn as well, it looks like, as well, here on the Chaos Knight, before he goes back for anything like a BKB or something like that. He's so confident in the rest of the team to be able to keep himself alive with the Phantasm there, with the AC, the Manta style as well, that he's not too bothered about the potential stun lock coming out for Navi.
If he jumps someone and that hero dies, then the fight is over.
Yeah.
The thing is that Navi don't have the gold necessary to have the defensive items to help their... The only one that has a way to remove it is the Visage, but if it's stunned, he's not going to be able to use... I'm liking the item. You know, that is the thing. Team Spirit want to jump in, burst someone. It's what their lineup is.
Radiant
I don't think it's built to do, but at this point in the game, this is how you break the formation of the enemies and destroy them completely. Not really. Let's say you get the silence with the V-Tune and the stun, he's just gonna die without you. That's gonna be.
We'll see how they're going to make this happen here. nicky'cool, he's got himself the Blink Dagger, he's got himself the BKB, so he's got a good option to get in. But like you say, the last time they got onto Collapse with 3k health and 28 armor. He is a big, scurry beast, and it's so hard to take him down that he's definitely not the target that you want to jump. But even if he gets involved in this fight, you know, the disruption that the Primal Beast offers as well, Navi just can't deal with it at the minute.
20 more. 53, sorry, if he has the CK. That's just 48, sorry, without the CK. So the labs does not die. That is kind of the conclusion. So Navi needs to find another target. So ideally it's the Pango. He has the A on this, die. CK. CK is your target, but he's probably going to be staying behind. This is very tough for Navi. It's not like they have vision. I wouldn't want to do it itemized so they don't get bursted. If they don't get bursted down, they win the fight.
Well, they might try and make a jump happening, and there's going to be a top on the middle, like you say. Well, he's going to be able to swag the loads up. He even comes out afterwards. He's going to be able to probably double damage route here now as well. Get himself on top of the Tiny. Tiny's caught the staircase. He's just going to be rolled down to get the kill, and the last one does come through, but again, the primal beast, you have the damage this time. He pops that beacon. You're not going to be able to take him down, and they're even going to be able to get themselves on top of Laze, and Laze not going to be able to get himself away from this one. Yasuo gets the kill. They're going to go even further. The buyback's going to pull from the 2 kills on the side of Navi, and they get themselves into this fight before it goes overboard, and they take down Bichu. Bichu's dead. The freezing field, the celebrations comes out. They're going to find the Tiny again. The stun lock coming through, and they get the kill onto Sweden Strong. Laze, he needs to get himself activated, but the router comes out. It's going to be Sal's. Collapse gets himself on top. The Polarizer is going to be there now as well. They're just absolutely cleaning up.
That was the, you know, you can say best that Navi can hope for in terms of how the fight is going to go.
Victory!
You initiate, you pop the end is, you force out your support dies, you fight back. So it's 5 versus 5 still, and you're in an okay position. You haven't used your big spells. You forced out